Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mookie. Thank you, IBC. Thank you, everyone, for being here. A little bit of a difficult title. Let's make live production agnostic. We wanted to go for let's make live production as easy as making a TikTok first, but after some deliberation, we went for the more difficult one. Now, what does that mean? Let's making live production agnostic. It means a few things. It means that when you have a central workflow, your script, your rundown, whatever story you want to tell, it should work on any device that's out there, any playout device, graphical device. That's very, very important. On top of that, we believe that it should be gallery agnostic. What does that mean? You should have your workflow and you should be able to walk into any studio, any OB truck, any gallery, anywhere in the world, and should be able to connect to all the devices there and continue work as normal. There should be no impact on the operators, the writers, the producers. It also means that live production should be hybrid, meaning it should work on-prem, but it should also work in cloud, and you should be able to mix and switch between the two. Now, for our proof of concept, we want to really focus on having that workflow always at the center. The workflow should decide the devices being used, not the other way around. And to prove that, we would like to show that our workflow, the script and rundown, can automate and control any existing on-prem setup, but that we can also do a complete switch to fully on-cloud production. So we want to do a run a live event on a location controlling all new live cloud devices. Now, what are some of the innovation solutions that we propose? First of all, hybrid. A show should be able to be made fully remote, also on-prem, in the cloud, because we notice that a lot of broadcasters today, they have, for example, an existing on-prem tool set that they are using, but at someday, one point in time, they would like to move to fully cloud. Now, there should be no impact on the workflow for the people who are working on this today. They should be able to have work as usual, and they shouldn't know what is happening in the background. Then, furthermore, there should also be no need for a gallery in some instances. So why not go out there in the streets with a camera, just a laptop, a microphone, and that's it, and you can make a show live on the air. Also, because we believe in a device-agnostic approach, that means that we can connect to any device. That also means that we should be able to connect and automate any device. So technically, we could also make shows with a minimum number of operators. Now, the gradual switch to on-prem to cloud is also very important. Let's say that we, for example, have now an older tool set of on-prem devices and we want to move to on-cloud. We should not do that in a light switch moment. We should be able to do that gradually without the people, the producers, the writers noticing that. The workflow focus, of course, stays at the core. The workflow should always be the same and not impacted. And a last use case that we see with this approach is the automatic failover. Let's say you have a newsroom and it's hit by a disaster, an earthquake or something far worse. Then you should be able to switch from that studio automatically to a fully cloud production so that you can continue bringing the news, the breaking news, as it's happening. That's one of the extra use cases of what we're trying to prove. Now, we have some confirmed champions. In RK, we have DPG Media, TV2. Each of them have their own use case that they would like to learn from this. A gradual move from on-prem to cloud, the fully cloud production, or having the newsroom in the backup completely in the cloud. Now, we still have a wish list, meaning some of the logos mentioned here are people that we are talking to, but we are open to any broadcaster or producer that is making sports, entertainment, esports, news. It doesn't matter, they're welcome to join. So that's what this event is for. Now, to prove our concept, we can, of course, always connect to all the on-prem devices that are out there, but to make our fully live production in the cloud, we need 5G connectivity, we need audio mixers in the cloud, we need playout and vision mixers in the cloud, and of course, we need that connectivity, the online broadcasting part. So please, if you're out there, feel free to come to our table. Now, to reiterate again, what we want to do is we want to make live production device agnostic, meaning we can connect to any device. The workflow should decide the devices, not the other way around. We should be gallery agnostic. It should be able to be made anywhere in the world, any place, any gallery, any studio. And it should be hybrid, so it should be able to work on-prem, in the cloud, or mix and switch between the two, for example, in the case of a failover. So the workflow should always be at the core. should always stay the same, and let's try to make live production as easy as making a TikTok. That's it from me.